Hey y'all, Jedi here. Today's video, I want to show off my fire team. We're at the weekly reset, so I want to run through the green dragon and the purple dragon, show you guys how my team operates. I just showed you guys my legendary videos, and Errich was one of the champions in there, so this is going to kind of spotlight him a little bit, show you how good this guy can be. Now, before we get into this, real quick PSA, would appreciate the support. As I mentioned in my previous video, my wife is a survivor of a tsunami. 2 days ago, she released a book called Surviving a Tsunami at 13. If anyone is into real life stories of survival and how it affects your life, this is an amazing story. I'm going to leave a link inside of the comments and description down below. Please feel free to share this with friends or family that may be into something like this. She was on the beach when the tsunami hit, lost her parents in the tsunami. The story details exactly what happened as she went through that and everything that happened afterwards and how it changed her life. But thank you for your time. Let's get back into this. So we're going to start with once more onto the Tales of the Forest, Green Dragon Stage 4. The team I'm using is nothing crazy, very free-to-play friendly. This is Horus, the free tank we get. Really, the only goal with him is to jump up some HP defense, and then I'm using this gear to have him help take some of the attacks from people. Errich here, this is kind of our spotlight. He's going to do all the boss melting and destroy this guy. I'm using him and the Executioner, get the ignoring 18% of the defense. Main thing with him is we're able to push this attack up, so we got tons of attack on him. We get the extra 2,465. HP defense is nothing too crazy. Lots of crit rate. We're at that 92% crit rate and a whole lot of crit damage. So this guy's going to be pumping out a lot of damage. Our adventurer here, he's just kind of our backup attacker. He's a really good attack, plus 3,000 attack. Really good crit rate. His crit damage is nothing too crazy, but it's still pretty decent. And then we got our two healers back here. I did a video showing off rare and the commons, and these two are in there. These guys are really amazing. They just help round out these fire teams really good. I don't even have her built out the way I like to build her out. Let's go throw in some gear real quick, actually. I'm just going to throw in gear that I usually use on another champion on top of her, and we're going to use it. She's going to work out good. It's just a good champion in general. No food. We're just going to let this run and show you guys what's going on. I can full auto this. I like to take over just a little bit at the beginning because I don't want to waste my specials right there on those guys, because there's no reason to. Just look at that bar melt as soon as we drop our specials. That is mostly Errich there. You see 60% of the damage on the boss. Already knocked a third of the health off. I've had a few times where I've actually melted the boss before he ever got to the special here, bringing out his little dragons or whatever. The way I do that is I'll actually take off one of my heroes and throw Dane in here to do that. But I like this team right here. It's a good setup, still really quick. Just special. I said this team can go full auto. I just like to try to save Errich's attack for the boss. And then you can watch it melt again. Now I don't even need to use the Mass 30 to help with this. I just use it to get a little extra damage, finish a few seconds sooner. And if anyone's curious about my team positioning, the reason why they're set up where they are is they all get the defense down, not the attack down, so they still do extra damage right there. And it still helps speed it up a little bit. And the defense down doesn't really affect us.
My magic shall rend you.
And there you have it. Weekly Green Dragon is down. No effort at all. Errich completely destroyed him. Got that scroll there. Nice. That's our final damage screen right there if anyone wants to see that. We're going to head over to the Purple Dragon. Now, as we do the Purple Dragon, I do want to note that this is not actually the most ideal setup team for Errich because he is a wild champion and I do not have any other wild champions in either of these teams to pair with him. Yet this guy still just milks the bosses, so definitely, in my opinion, an S tier champion. He is absolutely amazing. Now, to be fair, I don't have anyone else to compare him to, so of course for me he's an S tier because he's just dominating for my account. So for this one, we like to drop him in some accuracy over here. Let's see. Make sure, I think it's Dane is our last one though. Oh, we got the adventurer, okay. Alright, I think everyone's got their gear. Let's get this one going. So ideally, of course, you want the bonus of having like a team that's full synergy. This one, I just built it and it works, so I'm leaving it. And it still works really good, as you'll see. Just melting the boss down. And the reason why I like this setup is whenever we get to the golems, Voresh does that AoE that hits everything, it helps melt them. And then Errich, I can aim his and melt the one who's giving the boss invincibility. So it just works out really good. And this just highlights how much damage Errich does, considering that prior to Errich, my main damage dealer was the adventurer, and for my ice teams was Voresh. And he just completely obliterates both of them in dealing damage on bosses. Okay, now I have to turn these off. Probably should have turned them off a little bit sooner. It's alright. And you watch for the one who's granting the invincibility. And we're going to use Errich to go in there and stop that. Let's see. Let's wait 1 minute. He's about to drop defense. Maybe. Never mind. He got stopped. That's okay. Let's get the bar going. Either way, you're gonna see Errich just milks through everyone. This guy is just insane, especially with this setup. Errich is also the only 3 out of my legendary that I have completely scrolled, so that also helps. I forgot to aim that, it's okay. This run's not going to be as fast as possible. Sometimes I talk a little bit, or I'm thinking about what's going on in the video, and then I forget to pay attention. Alright, after they come up the second time you take them out, I just go back to full auto, and we just melt the boss. This team still works full auto to kill it because we go fast enough that even if I don't aim it, they're going to destroy it either way. It just speeds it up a lot if you aim and make sure you take out the golem. So you'll see, and if you guys watched my other videos like rating these champions, Vorish is amazing for group stuff. With the gambler stuff, he still does really good damage on these bosses, but you see how his damage drops down every time there's not groups of enemies. When I do dungeons that have more groups, he's usually staying up there closer to where Errich's at, but it also makes Errich go a little lower because he starts spreading out his attack and doesn't get as much melting damage like he does on the single targets, which is why Errich is so good for bosses. There you have it. So as you see, we've got a completely mixed team here, nothing crazy. You can still slot in Errich and get an insane amount of damage. Now for those of you who really want to build and synergize him, especially when Season 1 comes out, there's a few epic wilds or even rare wilds that are going to work good with him. I would definitely say to go with this one right here, which I don't have. I have clanmates who are using this one, Thailand, with Errich, and their teams are just way faster than mine, like by far. They're just absolutely good. I guess we can't look for wild on there, but if you come in here, we can just filter for wild champions. And then there's a few rares, but I just haven't really tried building them to put them in there. I know I see a lot of people use Netta with Errich and then Tonlin the Lizard, and it just works out really good. This guy just melts people. But that's the weeklies. I just wanted to show Errich off where he's in a team that he's not synergized, so that you guys can see how much he just melts bosses. And everyone watching this, I really appreciate your support. Y'all have a good day.